Well, hello there, you guys. Welcome in. How are we all doing today? Happy Tuesday evening. Hello, hello. Um, that title is punishing my brain cells. You don't like my title screen, Wolverine? Guys, first comment on my live stream by a moderator, might I add, says that title is punishing my brain cells. All it said was all dressed up in snow. Where to go? I thought you'd appreciate it. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, we got Andrew in here with the first. Let's go, Andrew. Welcome in, you guys. Hello, hello. I see you're playing a game about mechs that race boats. A game about robots. I do get that one. I do get it. I acknowledge that I understand that one. Wait, you haven't seen me play Mech Arena yet, Wolverine? You haven't? Well, today is a great surprise. It's basically like Halo, Red versus Blue, or like King of the Hill type stuff. But I'll show you guys. I like playing it, and it's actually on mobile as well. And I think you would enjoy the game. I think I sent you the link to upload it. um, but yeah, you can play it and then tell me how you feel about it today. It helps if you don't butcher the pronunciation. Ha 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 ha. Okay, let's get started, you guys. As Wolverine has pointed out, we are playing Mech Arena today. Um, and depending on how I feel, I might go back into some Palia later tonight, but we'll see. It depends on how I feel. I'm trying my best to go to bed earlier, and it has not been working out very well. But I've been doing better with my CPAP machine, so there's that. Mobile PC game, you can download it on the PC, but it's better to download it on the app first. You already have it? Oh my goodness. That means you can't use my code and then get down to Division 1 so I can get things. But if anyone else is interested and you're actually going to play it, let me know. I'll send you guys the referral code. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let's do our Devo first, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into Mech Arena. Yeah. So let's do this thing. So today we are on day 9, and it is Emmanuel. That is the word for today for our devotional, Emmanuel. Matthew 1:23 says, "Look, the virgin will conceive a child. She will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which means God is with us. So God is not distant, He is with us. Emmanuel means that we are never alone. Even in trials, Christmas is a reminder that God came near. So the first question is, where do I need to remember that God is with me? Well, obviously anytime, but in times of waiting and uncertainty are a good answer as well. Number 2, how does his presence comfort me? Well, it gives us peace and courage. It helps us to know that he is always with us. And question number 3, who needs to be reminded of Emmanuel today? Well, it might be a family member facing hardship, um, someone who doesn't know Jesus. Might be a good time to help them remember what Emmanuel is and lead them to the cross. And here's our little prayer for the day. Emmanuel, God with us, Lord. We just thank you for being with us always. Help us to rest in your presence today, Lord, and to just be reminded of what Emmanuel means, that you are with us, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Woo! Yay. Okay, dokie. Okie dokie pokey. So next day, which is day 10, we're going to be talking about gift. The gift. The word gift. So that will be next time. And if you guys want to catch up on the devotionals, we are doing 25 days of Christmas devotionals. I'm posting them in Discord every day. So if you're not a part of Discord, join us. We would love to have you with us. We'd love for you to join the community of the Discord. Yep, Discord. that one right there. Join us. We got movie nights, we got game nights, fellowship, fun things to do, chatting. We even have a sleep party. So if you don't like sleeping alone, you can join us in the sleep party. So, fun things, fun stuff. Let's go ahead and get into the game. Whoop. Whoop. Bam. Let's go. Hold on, I gotta exit off all these things. I just came to read the stream title. See, Wolverine, at least Jai appreciates my stream titles. See, look, guys. We got one referral right here waiting for anyone to join. Look, we got Andrew and we got Cell. Joining in the fun. Guys, you guys gotta get down to 6th Division. Division 6. Let's go. Chop, chop. I've taught you all the ways of how to get better divisionings. You gotta do more of the battles, you guys. I love how I'm telling them to do it. I'm like, only 7. I need to get down to 6 too. So the person who, referred me can get some money, for me getting down to Division 6. That's the thing. You're working on it? Okay, so let's go. Welcome in. He's like, I got called out, darn it. I have to talk now. I've already put 200 plus hours into Wuthering Waves. I don't need another game to grind. But this game is so fun and you can decorate your mechs. Look at how awesome my Santa Claus kill shot is. You got this. Let's go. Look how nice. Look, you can even give it different skins. And get different skins. And then have different skins and buy different skins and then make them pretty. Ooh. And then you can even... Okay, that needs to go. And then you can even upgrade your pilots. And upgrade them and do the things and the stuff. And then you can even go to the gear hub and upgrade these thingies. Look, 13 out of 24, but I need 420 to get Stalker. And then I'm gonna get Tengu already, so I don't need to do that. I might need to get Shadow as well to up to the next thingy. Next tier. But we're getting there. We're getting there, you guys. And then you got the pilot market, which I really... Oh, she's so cute. I really want to get... Who do I want to get? I want to get... Is it this guy? Or is it this guy? No, that's Sniper. Oh, actually, yeah, it's this guy that I want to maybe get. Because these are like 3K. They're more expensive. I like her too. Or her. I also need one of these guys. Yeah. I like Nova. She's cute. Nova's cool. Sandy Claus. Oh my goodness. That's a funny emote. You haven't played in... What are you doing? You're supposed to play every day. Even if it's for like a minute to get all your free things, Andrew. What is this? I got 2 things I'm supposed to be doing, but we're doing tournament. We're gonna do all of them, but I need to get up in the bracket of the tournament, you guys. So we're gonna do that first. We're gonna get up in the tourney. We're gonna do good. We're not gonna do what we did last time. I mean, we still did good last time, but you know. Whee! Okay, guys, do you think we're gonna win or lose? Place your votes now. Oh, I don't like this level.
3, 2, 1, go. Let's get things started. Incoming fire. Noob identified. Incoming fire. Boom! Well done.
1,000 win. Let's go. Andrew believes in me, you guys. Cause I got skills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control for the power they're supplying. It's electrifying. Better shape up, cause I need a man. Something about something, do. Better shape up. You better understand. Do. Better shape up. Jai, thank you for the lurk. Okay, now is the time to be more careful with what I'm doing.
Three, two, one.
I bet we won this one. How did we lose this one? I was doing so good. What were my other teammates doing? That is so sad. Wow. That's so sad. Hey, David, welcome in. 2 days in a row on a good app. No way. I know. I'm trying to be more consistent again on here. Surprise, surprise. I know. It's so crazy. Got alert from it. Yes, sir. Means she's finally given up on the bad app? Okay. Doesn't mean I give up on it. I just, you know. I'd rather play video games. If you're gonna be honest. If we're gonna be honest about things, you know.
Three, two, one.
We won! Yes! Oh yeah, oh yeah. Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
Incoming fire. Critical damage. New high def. Well done. Incoming fire.
Where did he come from? Oh, we're gonna lose. A baboon.
Well done.
Revenge! I took revenge on him. Heh.
Three, two, one.
We
Defeat.
lost. At least I got third. That's a good thing, right? Getting third place. To the hanger. I'm at 1,300. I need to get to 1,500. And I am rank 15. I'm in bracket, but I'm barely in bracket. So that's fun stuff. Okay, we'll get back up there. We got this. We'll get back up there. We gotta claim all the things. Woo, there's a lot of things to claim here. Oh yeah. Let's go. Okay, next. We got this. We can do this. So, Wolverine, how are you enjoying the game so far? Doesn't it feel like a little bit like Halo Red versus Blue? Just a little, a tiny bit. And a way, way, way easier version of Apex Legends. It's interesting, kind of a simple shooter. Exactly. That's why it's great for me.
3, 2, 1. Go. Let's
Me.
get things started.
Oh yeah.
Critical damage.
We're not going to talk about that one. That's it.
Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Critical damage.
That one you just go. It's not a, you're done for after that happens.
Incoming fire. Critical damage. 3, 2, 1.
We lose. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the same thing again. I just like starting off with him, okay?
Incoming fire. Cover me. Incoming fire. Critical damage. Dragging target.
We got this. We can do this. We can do it. We can do it. Yes, we can. We can do it like no one can. We can do it. Yes, we can. We can do it. No one can. He's like a weird spider dude. I don't like him.
Incoming fire. Noob identified. Incoming fire. 3, 2, 1.
Unlurked? Oh my goodness! I don't think anyone's ever unlurked before. Welcome back, David. They finished what they're doing and has decided to join back into the stream. Welcome back. Ah, I love that! I forgot I made that message. That command does exist? I wasn't sure. Yay! We lost bad. -5! What is this? That's it. We're gonna win this one. Doc, get behind me, beautiful. I'll protect you. No! That command exists! I know it exists! As well as, like, how many other? Like, 4 of them?
Three, two, one, go. Get out of my way.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Incoming fire. Noob identified. Incoming fire. Boom.
Boom. Stream Elements isn't allowed to post links. It's not a mod. Oh, that's so funny. Sorry. Will someone please subscribe Stream Elements so they can post links? And neither is Nightbot. Yeah, Nightbot also needs to be subbed every month as well. Oh, that was horrible. Boom! Ha 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 ha. Yes! What kind of .com links is that? It still posts links.com. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yes. Mm. Wahahahaha. Wahihahihahaha. Wahahahaha.
3, 2, 1. You have won the match.
I got first and third place. Wow. Yes. Nice. Thank you, David. Let's go. See, guys, I went all the way from 15th place down here to 10th place. How does this person have 3,000? I want to get to at least second place. See, I did master and professional. Achievement completed. Yay. Oh yeah. Victory. I haven't seen this game before. I love this game, and you can play it on the mobile and on PC. I suggest you download it on mobile first. Because if you try to just download it on the PC and you try to make one on mobile, it just ain't gonna work very well. So let me show you real quick how to do it if you guys are interested. Um, Ooh. Alright, so this is the link for mobile. So if you want to download it, you can. What you're going to do is when you go to your person and go to connection, there should be a thing on mobile that says to like add a Polarium ID or something for PC. You're going to make your account connect to your mobile first through making a Polarium on your mobile, and then you're going to download it on um your your PC, if that makes sense. So I don't have it because I already connected, but there should be like a connecting thingy where you make a Polarium ID on your mobile. You're gonna do that and then download it onto PC. So it's a lot easier that way. It's easier. And then you can even be my friend. Um this is the clan I'm a part of. Um there was something, what is it called? It's like Casper or something is the new code. Let me look it up real quick. Hold on. Yeah, Casper. So if you put this in, if you put that in your, so if you go to here and click promo codes, you're gonna put in, not that, you're gonna put in what I just put. Um, you're gonna put in Casper, and then you'll get things. Did it do it? Sorry, this promo code can only be redeemed. Okay, so I already redeemed it, but yeah. So you're gonna put that code in today. Can you get it in the App Store? You should be able to. I just won't get anything for a referral. Yeah. I mean, you can. You just won't get anything for I won't get anything for referral, and that's okay too. Okay, can I get what I was gonna get? I wasn't gonna do that. It was this. No, I just bought him today. So what was I gonna get that I didn't get? Was it? I don't know if I wanted to get her or not. I kind of want to get all the mechs. Is that weird? Like, even if I'm not ever gonna use them, like, just buy all the mechs. Because there's this one and this one. He does DMG, and then she does guided DMG. But I'm like, should I just get all of them? I could technically get both of them right now. I want to own them all! I could do this one. Okay, so I'm 16 out of 24. Ooh. Okay, so 16 out of 24 for the next one. This one I'm gonna get, so I'm not gonna buy it. The next one we're gonna aim for is, I guess, Shadow. And then for pilots, I could technically get both of them, so let's just get both of them. Crow. And then Mako. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so next is gonna be saving up for. I'm probably gonna skip Yeti and go straight for Maverick next because I really want to get another sniper DMG person. And then we'll probably go for Rosa next. Or G-Lock. I might need another G-Lock. Maybe we'll get G-Lock next. That's 1,000. A 1,000. Oh, I forgot about these. Do I have anything for this yet? I was gonna do this one too, because there's some stuff in here I wanted to do. He's so cute! But I don't have Surge. Or I can get Dreadnought. He's 350. We'll see. Okie dokie. Let's try to get at least second place in this tourney. Are we ready to win?
3, 2, 1, go. Get out of my way. Incoming fire. Noob identified.
I mean, I got at least 2 people, so that's okay.
Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Noob identified.
Ooh. And Ooh.
Well done. Incoming fire. 3, 2, 1, fire.
First place. Hello? Move? Move? What are you doing? What you be doing? We got this. We got this, fam. We got this. Boom. Boom. Do you still get credit if I only do it on the computer? I'm getting connection error on my phone. As long as you, I guess if you use the link on the PC, maybe it will do it.
You have won the match.
We got first place! Let's go! Who wants some cheese on pancakes? Not me. I'm allergic to cheese, Alex. But thank you for the offer. I appreciate it. It's weird I got the same error on the Brave browser, which I normally use on the Safari, which I forgot was on my phone. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I know, Alex. Isn't that crazy? I'm allergic to cheese. So I can't really try your cheese on pancakes thing. Darn it. The link works on the computer though, weird. But it works! Yay! I'm having pork tenderloin with mashed taters. Mmm, that sounds good. I don't really like pork unless you take off all the fat and then you cook it a certain way. My dad makes it to where I can eat it. But it's hard for me sometimes. I'm a picky eater. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, David, you got a ghastly. Nice. What's crazy is putting cheese on pancakes. Wolverine. I don't know if it's on my work Wi-Fi, but I use VPN because our Wi-Fi isn't secure. Maybe the VPN is the problem. Maybe my face is. No, David! No! Wait! Yeah, I don't know who this person is. Sorry. Have to consider all possibilities in troubleshooting. That is true. That is true. Guys, look, I got up to 6th place. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okie dokie. You can load faster now, please. Also, if you guys didn't see it yesterday, we got our little cute. If you sub, you get on here. Look at our cool names on here so far.
3, 2, 1, go.
Whoops.
Let's get things started.
I gotta get to work on this. I gotta get to work.
Incoming fire.
I saw it yesterday, but what is it? It looks like a little gift bag. It is. It's a little gift baggie. And you get your names on it. It's fancy.
Well done.
I don't think they're happy with me. I don't know what they're talking about. You know, I'm just enjoying my walk in the park. Yeah. I'm enjoying my walk.
Incoming fire.
I don't like my other mechs. I just like those two. They do most of the stuff. It's looking like work wants to be busy again tonight, so I'll probably be a bit lurkish. Okie dokie, David.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
We were so close.
Incoming fire. Critical damage. Well done.
Hmm. Huh.
Incoming fire.
Place I made your creator on my own. You're here. I really don't like my other mechs. I need better mechs for my other things or something. Something needs to be different. They're super slow and they're just not the best.
Identified. 3, 2, 1.
At least we won the second game. Almost a level 4 with my Aries. Nice. Let's go. It wasn't letting me move. It froze me.
Well done.
He made me mad.
Noob identified.
Oh, it came from behind me. Okay. They're gonna beat us! Er.
Three, two, one.
We're done. They won this game.
Defeat.
How did I still get first? We lost, I still got first. Oh, that's horrible. Guys, that's horrible. If I got first and I lost the game. Just saying. We're in 5th now. We're getting there, guys. We're gonna go right there. It seems like everyone else is off. Welcome back, Andrew. The cool thing also is, like, if I wanted to do this, I could add people. So if I wanted to join and send my dad and sell invites, they could join. Aw, my dad doesn't want to join. That's okay. We'll play one game together, Sel. So yeah, if you're my friend on here, we can play together, you guys. So this is basically what I was talking about with,
3, 2, 1, go. Let's get things started. Beacon captured.
Whee!
Incoming fire. Noob identified. Incoming fire. Beacon captured. Well done. Incoming fire. Critical damage.
This one's, I feel like, is a lot harder doing teammates than just playing on my own. I don't know why.
Incoming fire. You have won the match.
Yes! Yes! Oh, look at that! I'm first place. Sel, you got third place with one of your things. Nice. Good job. Whoop whoop. See, look, we won. But that's basically red versus blue, guys. Oh yeah. Good game, good game. You're Aries. Okay, let's go. Nice. GG's, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. You. I got Crimson Shadow Paint. Ooh. Oh. I thought I got one of these things. Did I not get one of these things? Was I wrong? Okay. We got this. So cute. I love it. Oh, I don't have time.
3, 2, 1, go.
Elgos? What's Elgos?
Noob identified. Incoming fire.
This person's gonna mess me up.
Incoming fire. Noob identified.
Everywhere.
Incoming fire.
Once they do that, there's just no point. There's no point.
Three, two, one.
And we still lost. I got stuck. Sir Frodo. That's a funny name.
Three, two, one. Critical damage. Defeat.
Well, that was fun. Okay. I'm still in 5th. I need 200 points. Guys, I'm gonna get to 2nd place and then we're gonna probably play Palia. Just being honest with you guys. I'm in a Palia mood today. I don't know why. But I just really want to play Palia. Von Reich! Oh my goodness! Thank you for subbing! Von Reich. Whoop whoop! Thank you. Thank you! I appreciate you. I don't appreciate losing this game, but I appreciate you.
Three, two, one. Go. Get out of my way.
Doop-dee-doop.
Noob identified. Well done. Humiliation. Well done. Double kill. Well done. Incoming fire. Noob identified. Incoming fire. Well done. Noob identified.
I can't believe I just did that. I could have saved it for that! But I didn't. You know what? It's okay.
3, 2, 1.
Ugh. I literally have to do good with these guys and get so ahead that, you know. Or at least get one with this guy. This other one I gotta do pretty good in order to do things and stuff. I was like, I'll trap him. Then he can't do nothing. I needed to reload.
3, 2, 1.
We're gonna lose again. I knew it. How did I still get first? Ah, that's funny. I always find it funny when I get first, even though I lose. Oh my goodness. I'm so close to getting up here. We got this. We can do this. Oh man. Do, 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 do. Way. Do, 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 do. Burp, 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 burp. Thunder.
3, 2, 1.
He froze me. Well, don't freeze me. Don't freeze me. Ugh. Oh, I like that. I think that's a Seraphim. I like that one. A gothy something. And do well. Come to the always trial.
3, 2, 1. Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Critical damage. Noob identified. Incoming
Emmanuel, come to the always right.
Incoming fire. Boom. Incoming fire. Critical damage. Tracking target.
I wish my stuff reloaded faster. I might need different implants that reload faster. Oh, we won. That means we have a chance next game. Okay, we got this.
Incoming fire. Noob identified.
Come to the always royal.
Incoming fire. Boom. Incoming fire. Well done. Well done. Humiliation. Well done. Well done. Noob identified. Critical damage. Well done. Smackdown. Well done.
I think we're still gonna win.
Incoming fire. Critical damage. Incoming fire. 3, 2, 1. You have won the match.
Second place isn't too bad. Christmas too long. GG's, thank you, Andrew. Let's go. And everywhere. Oh yeah, third place. We're taking that second place there, right there. Mm. Oh yeah. All I want for Christmas is my future husband to find me. To all a good night. Merry Christmas. To all a good night. Okay. Merry Christmas. We're almost there. We got this. Um. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Stretch. Ugh, stretching made me yawn. Ah, thank you. Thank you for the stretch, Andrew. I appreciate that. Ooh, here we are, as in olden days. Days of yore.
3, 2, 1, go. Get out of my way.
Never near to us once more. Do-do-do.
Incoming fire.
Bow, bow, bow. Bow, dow, 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 dow.
Well done. 3, 2, 1.
Next. I'm going this way. Don't mind me. Just don't mind me, you know.
Incoming fire. Noob identified. Critical damage.
Don't mind me. Okay. I was about to say, did it freeze me?
Well done. Well done. Critical damage. Well done.
Hehehehe.
Incoming fire. 3, 2, 1. You have won the match.
Yay! Victory! Number 2 victory! Hehehe. Oh yeah. Let's go. I bet we're close to second now. Yes! Division 6. That means that whoever referred me gets credits because I reached level 6 for them. Division 6. Yay! That's exciting. They received Blizzfrost and the disc launcher. Wow. Okay. Oh, next game will be good. Then we can play some Palia. Who's excited about Palia? I want to beat the game. Once I beat the game, I can play Stardew Valley, you guys. That's my goal, was beating the game so I can play Stardew Valley. As in the story mode. Do you guys enjoy watching me play Palia? I enjoy
2,
playing it.
1, go. Let's get things started. Noob identified.
I like all the games you play. Really? Let's go, Andrew. That's awesome. Awesome. I don't think they're happy with me when I do that. But that's why I love that guy. I love Nomad. But they get so upset when I do that. They're like, come on, just let me reload. I'm like, no, I'm sitting right here and getting all of your people.
One.
That's so funny.
Incoming fire.
And they're like, we've prepared. He went invisible? Wow, Surge is pretty cool. I did not even think about that. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to go this way. Double KO. Double. Doubles. Wahaha hee ha. That's funny. They funny. They so funny. See, now they're just mad at me. They're trying to find me and attack me. Oh no, we're gonna lose!
3, 2, 1.
Okay, we gotta win this one. Are you ready, fam? This Surge guy. I don't like what he does. So I'm gonna go over here. When you don't like what they do, you go elsewhere. That's what I like to say. You know, because sometimes people just do things and then it's just. Well. He's so slow. Glory to God and glory in the highest. Let us adore him.
fire. 3, 2,
Come
1.
let us adore
Defeat.
him, Christ the Lord. Well, we got second. And I also think we got second place in the tourney so far for our division area, our brackets, if that makes sense. Oh yeah. Look at there. We did it. We did it. We sure did. We did it. Ooh. Us adore him. Come let us. You know what? Before we get off, we're just gonna do this. Are we ready? We're gonna try to get disco launcher. Go. We got it! Yes! 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 Let's go! Okay, so question. What is this launcher good with? It's guided. Who do I have that's guided? Is Nova guided? No. Who do I have that's guided? I apparently don't have a guided pilot. Oh, she is. Do I want to start over with the her and try the other thing on? I mean, we can always pair again. Don't copy me. You're not supposed to do this. Okay, now I'm gonna use this one. Okay, so 8, 9, 10. So I need a 2. This one is guided. Actually, I want this one to be the main one. Um, Pair. Install. Mm. Okay, we're gonna see how that goes. It's probably not gonna do very well. We'll see. Wait, I'd rather have the disc reloaded though. There we go. Okay. It probably won't do good with Vortex though. 5 stream streak? Let's go, Andrew. I probably did horrible with that mech, but I just want to try the new gun. Oh yeah. Let's go. Okay. Now, we can go into does it show that the stream changed, you guys? And I'm not usually like this. Yay, thank you. Okay. I need grapefruit water. Okay. Yay! Okie dokie. I'm not sure if I did it correct the first time, so I just did it like that, just in case. Guys, the Shinx! Everybody poke a catch! to the world. Joy to the world. Yay, I caught it! The Pokemon game loves me today. Wow. How nice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Heaven and nature sing. Oh. Let heaven and nature sing. To me and mine and you and yours. This year. Kenley!
Have you seen my hat?
Goodness gracious, I'm out of breath. There's one thing I forgot to mention when we spoke earlier. I hope you're okay. Oh, it's nothing. Just a little post-exertion nap can't handle. I've been running all over town letting the citizens of Kilima know how City Hall's latest innovation may actually be overselling it a bit. It's simply that I needed a lot of our citizens have various wants or requests, and tracking them down can be a bit of a bother. So I thought, why not put all of those requests into one central place where everyone can easily find them? What a great idea! I've categorized all the requests into different sections, one for gilded requests, one for villager wants, and another for... it might be easier just to show you. Come on to the village center and I can show you what it's all about. There's even some Kilima coin in it for you. What's Kilima coin? Well, what's new currency I created for people who complete requests on the board. Perhaps I should have led with that.
Maybe I'll take a little nap.
Okay, I'll go there eventually. I got new things. So it took off all my decorations on the wall. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness, we got the fireplace. It's so cute. I love it. Hi, Alex. Hello. Now I gotta put these back on here. He's barely fits on there. That's okay. And then I want this one because I already have it. And then I want this one. No, come here. Okay, and then I want you. Cute. Okay. I'm happy with that. I may go to bed, not sure. Are you tired? Going to bed is good if you're tired. Okay, that's good enough. Sleep time is good if you're tired. Whatchamacallit needed clay, but I don't want that much. And then, what did the other person want? Cernic? I actually like the Cernic things. They're cute. Let's see. Let's put the Cernics over here. Cute spot for that. And then we'll do one right there. Right there. And then we'll do the other one right there. Okay. And then we're gonna go. We gotta water things. Water all the things. Don't forget to water things, you guys. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, you guys. I knew it! Bless. Ooh. Thank you! I knew it was gonna happen. I felt it. I was like, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna sneeze. It's gonna be a whole thing of sneezing. We and then I think all of these are good. Okay. I just have to do this one and then this one. Oh, water. Can't water if your can's empty. We hello. I don't think anything else needs water. Oh, this needs water. Currently, this needs water as well. Do you guys need water? Nope. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, let's take that to Najuma and do our coin thingy and go to the center for Kenley. And then, wait, I want this one. Let's go. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Guys, do you have any plans, like, for this month for, like, Christmas parties at churches or, like, different things you're doing, traditional things you're doing for Christmas this year? I want to know. I would love to know. Hello? What's happening? Why is my game freezing? It don't freeze. Hello? Must complete quest to unlock. No, Okie
Government work is best.
Now that you've had a chance to look at the board, do you have any further questions? What's the deal with the categories? How often does the board update? How do I spend my Kilima coin? I can't believe I almost forgot to tell you. I opened up a new register in City Hall for items that you can buy with Kilima coin. Check it out. Here's the coin I promised you, so you can pick up something now if you'd like that tickles your fancy. I have 20 rummaged goodies bag, waterlogged chest, angler's fortune, tincture of infected perception, year of the Naga poster. Let's do the goodies bag. Insufficient funds. It says I got 20. What do you mean insufficient funds? What do you mean I have insufficient funds? Talk to Reth about his bulletin board request. Yes, sir. After I do this. I don't understand why it's, freezing. Wow, rice seeds. What I always wanted. I always wanted them rice seeds, you know.
Nice of you to visit.
Ah, I knew you'd be back to see me. I tend to have that effect on people. Up. I saw your bulletin board request. My bulletin request? I didn't put up a bulletin request. Tish must have put it up for me. She said I've seemed stressed lately and should ask for help. I guess she just decided to ask for me. That's sweet. I'm actually glad you stopped by, and not 'cause I need your help. I don't. It's just I've been meaning to stop by your place, but I haven't had the time.
Hmm.
And I've been running around like so much getting ready for the winter lights. It feels like ages since we've had the chance to chat. You seem busy. I'm never too busy to show someone new in town the ropes or to bring them soup. I didn't know what kind you liked,
Huh?
so I brought a selection. What's your poison? Sherneck, boiled blaze, lettuce, cake. I want blah, 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 blah.
Ah.
Hi, Moses! Oh my goodness, thank you, Moses. Boop. Only the finest for you. How are you doing, Moses?
Hmm.
Spill the tea. Ashur has been extra mopey lately. Winter Lights has always his son Neuro's favorite time in Kilima. He just got a letter that Nura won't be able to come home for the holiday. He's
Hmm?
been decorating the inn anyway, and I can tell you his heart isn't in it. I just asked him if he wanted to eat for the longest night feast, and he's just told me whatever you feel like it. Meds took away pain, not cough, so half the problem solved. Moses, have you ever did the I know it sounds gross, but have you ever taken part of a white onion and put it in a thing that you can close, and then add a little bit of turmeric and ginger and um honey, and if you don't have honey you can use sugar, and then close it and then let it ferment, and then you pour out it, or use a little spoon and take out what's like liquidy at the bottom, and that's a natural cough syrup. Yes, you can even put it in your keys and stuff, but yeah, it's gross, but it works. I've been wanting to help him out, but for reasons I can't get into, I haven't had nearly enough time to do the winter lights justice. You're giving something strong. Okay, that works. Take that then. I just keep looking at all the old but if you're taking something and it's still not helping, that can add to it. Just saying. Onions and sugar are natural. I'll just keep looking at all the old pictures of decorations he used to make when Neuro and fancy dishes Sabine used to cook. I can't believe he called her fancy dishes Sabine. I found all the old recipes and blueprints, but a lot of the food has ingredients I don't know how to get. We're in this together. Thanks
Hmm?
for offering, but I really don't want to make my problem yours. I want to help!
Ah.
Okay, I rely on you again. Thanks, Pokey. Don't let word get out about this. Having friends isn't really good for my whole loner bad boy reputation. And don't worry, I may be a path trader, but that doesn't mean I've forgotten all Majori tradition. I know I owe you something big in return. I better get going before I smother you in cheese. Enjoy the soup and my eternal gratitude.
I got my hands full right now.
Maybe it takes time.
Good
Maybe,
to see you.
Moses, maybe. I have a good feeling about today. I know I wasn't always, don't always say it, but I really appreciate having you around. Your positive energy is just what this place needs.
Bye.
This is so cute! Oh, do I have to actually look at the thingy now? Is that a thing? Can I look at this now and it will show me? Share food to share, rare ingredients, gifts, seasonal decor. Boyle Balazi. Wait, I just contributed. How? I can't. It has to be gold started. Maybe it takes time. Maybe it does. Oysters Aquindu. Petite Fives. Boiled blah 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 blah. Blueberry jam. Dairy cloves, long-nosed unicorn fishes, pisky schmoll spores, vampire crabs, winter lights tree topper, winter lights stocking, winter lights red present, ravenwood wall mirror, spa day scent tray, gourmet soup bowl, navigator's notebook. That's a lot of things. Who's wishful goofy goober? I don't know who you are. Who's a wishful goofy goober? I'm gonna decline it just because I don't know who you are, but if one day you decide to tell me, maybe I'll add you as a friend, question mark? Um, request item. We're gonna request. We're gonna request. We're gonna request. What are we gonna request? We're gonna request petite fives. And then we're gonna request blueberry jam. And then we're gonna request paper lantern bug. And then we're gonna request another petite five. And then hope that someone does that. Indecisive alpha. That person pays money to play this game. Okay. Industrial mirror. A lampstand. A homestead medium lamp. That's so cute. Oh. Ah, so cute. Okay, now we're going home. Yay, home. Yay, home time. Everyone is new at some point. Let's work together to something players. Let's work together to welcome new players. I can't read because there's something like I have markers right in front of my screen, so I had to look at this screen to read that screen. Funny. Moses redeemed new here? Moses! You're so funny. Welcome in, Moses. They're like dried flowers. They're cute. And then 4 is this thingy. Not a valid location. Why can't I put him in there? I'm more happier with that. I like all my lights on in the house. Every light in the house was on. What can I cook? Can I cook what I'm supposed to? I have literally no recipes at all. Guys, I need to get recipes. Required. Flour. Sugar. Flour and sugar. I need flour and sugar. 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 Flowers and sugars. Flowers, whoops. Flowers and sugars. Flour and sugar. Meowdy. So what, do you like streaming? Moses, you're so funny. Well, today we played Mech Arena and Palia, but if you go to my About Me section, it tells you all the games I like to play. Woohoo! Yeah. Um. I still never made a seed collector, you guys. A wheelbarrow. A swing. Look how cute the swing is. A worm farm? Yay! Pokey catch! Woo! My ear. That's weird. My ear? You ever, like, when your ear itches on the inside, you just do this? It kind of helps it. That's probably weird. It's just gonna pat my nose. You know, like if your scalp itches, you're not supposed to scratch your scalp. You just pat it. You do that with your ear. Okay. We're going to the store and then we're gonna go see Najuma. What? I'm about to change where I'm at. Maybe I'll have a better server if I find one somewhere else. Because this is driving me crazy. This drives me crazy. We need sugar and flour. Purchase. 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 Hold on. And then we need sugar. Sounds good to me. Okay. Now, we need to go to Bahari Bay. Yay, I got gifts. What's Cyrus the shiny pod? I got a shiny pod! Oh my goodness! I still need pallium. I need to upgrade stuff. I would ask more questions, but your about section is too airtight. What does that mean, Moses? What does too airtight mean? What's that supposed to mean? Someone fulfilled my petites. Someone fulfilled them. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kira. Whoever you are, it means I know all I would have asked. Oh, see, I'm so good. I'm so good. I got skills. They're multiplying, and I'm losing control. For the power they're supplying. It's electrifying. They're not stored! They have to be golden stored. Now I have them for no reason but eating them. Sounded like a song, because it is. It's from, Greece. You're the power, you're denying. It's electrifying. Gotta shape up, cause I need a man. Oh my goodness, this song is about me! I'm just kidding. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not kidding. I better shape up. Or my man's not gonna come to me. I apparently need to figure out how to get money to go to the gym and stuff. And then, oh my goodness, this is gonna drive me crazy. And then I'll be in shape. I'll be shaped up. You don't want a John Travolta? No, I don't need a John Travolta. I'm gonna have a man of God. What if that's the only reason that my future husband hasn't found me yet? Is he's looking for someone super in shape and I just can't do that right now. That's why I need to marry a, like someone who, like, is either like a firefighter, a doctor, a personal trainer, someone who works out and can help me work out. But what if they're, like, set on like this person better already be working out. Then I'm just screwed. Sounds vain. I mean, if they got standards, I got high standards, so if that's their main thing. I mean, my only standards are I had dreams about this person, so like that's my standard. Or I probably wouldn't have a very high standard. I gotta be honest with you guys. Other than like knowing my worth and like them being a Christian, I probably would have been dating a few people before meeting my future husband. So I'm glad that God gave me dreams of him. But that is true though. Like my future husband, I mean, it's hard though, Moses, because like, you know, some people like they're like, "Oh, you know, I want this person to be like this, and I'm not going to find anyone who's like that." So then they kind of just like they kind of just wait or like, you know, like it's on them now, you know, like if that's what they're looking for, it's going to be a while.
Hey.
Some people think it's boring all the way out here, but I like it. Well, I have a gift for you. Oh, oh, thank you. I try to avoid Ani, but I'm working because he's so distracting. There was one time he wouldn't leave me alone. He just had to deliver a carrot to me. Tish said he might have a crush on me. You, but it turns out he was delivering it for my dad, who was just trying to make sure I was eating right.
Bye.
Aww. Do you think Hadari would like some boyolaws, boyolilos, whatever this is, petite something?
Not a lot of folks come around these parts.
I got a gift for you. Do you like this stuff? Yeah.
Huh.
You're welcome. Copper axe working out okay? It could be better. Get a hang of that one and we'll see what you can handle next. White stone slab heavy smelter. A heavy smelter turns minerals into bricks. A fine pick. Well, I want a fine pick. Requires mining level 6. I gotta mine more, apparently. I don't even know what my mining level is at. What is my mining level at? 4! Gardening is level 6, you guys. Okay, what quest do I want to do? 5 paper lantern bugs. Where can I find lantern bugs at? Everywhere? Is that a thing? Where do we find lanterny things at? It has to be nighttime, obviously. So we're definitely not gonna find them at 5 in the morning. So that's already a fill. I gotta send you something, Moses. Uh oh. Maybe two things. I'm still here. Let's go, Andrew. Sleep. I don't know if it was this one, so I'm gonna send this one too. Okay. I sent him to you in TikTok, Moses, as videos. Night, holy night. 12 minutes! Hallelujah. Also, so whenever you respond to me, Moses, I'm gonna have my Discord open, okay? In messages. In heavenly peace. I know, I need to do some mining, guys. We need to do mining today. Remind me, mining. Wee! Yay, I'm home. I have made it home. I have did what I had to do. I don't know if this is a purple one or a pink one. Is it a pink one? It looks like a pink one. In the highest. That doesn't fit that one, does it? It's a Christmassy one. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit that one either. This one's a Christmassy one. Okay. This is so cute. I love this. Okay, let's do this real quick. I think it's... Okay. What else am I missing? I have a cooking station. Cooking station required. Oven? What? Milk! Corn. Milk and corn. Is that what I need now? Milk and corn? First video I agree with, second video I don't. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, Moses, I would be the... Here, I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah. Okay, I don't know where I want to put this guy. Oh my goodness, our little golden guy. He's so cute. I thought nothing would be able to fit there, but... So we need corn and milk. Corn and milk. Forever. 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 I don't think he's gonna have carrots. I might either have to make some, or like, you know, plant some, or I can try this. I can try this area and see if he has carrots. Yeah, I agree with you, Moses. It just, you know. Yay, thank you! I got a paper lantern, Buggy! I need 4 more? Question mark? He does have carrots. Or was it corn? It might have been corn. It might have been corn.
There.
Fine watering can. I can make the watering can better. I can finally do this one, but I need 1,500. Oh my goodness. Do you want a carrot? Or a sundrop lily? Thanks, I should be able to whip up a real feast with this. Or if I fail, I can always blame it on you for delivering low quality produce. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't gold and it was from your store! So you're saying your quality wasn't good? What? Oh, you know, I'm just kidding around. I'm sure your gardening skills beat my cooking skills anyway. It was from his store. Oh man, that's crazy. He's just kidding. I've got a joke for you. Why did the musical farmer only grow corn? Because he liked to play by ear.
Thanks for stopping by.
Come on, Baju. You got better puns and jokes than that. Come on. Wow. That's funny. Okie dokie. Oh my goodness, my apples! The whole tree disappears! I'm done. I can't. I got a sticker. Wow. I got a sticker for hoeing. One, two, three, four, five. I need one more. I'll do it here. Here. I'll do the spots. Actually, I should do like all the spots, but then I have to water them. Can I get a watering, like not a can, but like an automatic watering thingy? That would be nice. You know? An automatic watering thing. A little sprinkler system. That'd be nice. A little sprinkler system would be lovely. A little watering system. A little watering. Just in time. Just in time. Just in time. I knew that was gonna happen. Just in time. A honaged? I can't believe he... I got a lumberjack. Okay. Now, let's see what it says now. I acquired all the stuff. Cooking station required. Oven. Oven. I have a prep station. Oven. Isn't this a prep station right here? So why is it saying I don't have a prep station? And then oven, stove, mixing station. Prep, mix, This is the mix. And this is the stove. So I need an oven. An oven? Hold up. An oven? That's a stove. So where do I get the oven at? Do I not have it to make it? Standard stove. I'm so confused. Oven. Cake. You need an additional cooking station for this recipe. So I have the stove and I have a mixing station. I need another prep station and an oven. A prep station and an oven. This is the prep station! What is it talking about? I need a new one. I need one more copper bar. Maybe someone will give me a copper bar. You know what? We actually need to, let's just pickaxe things. We're gonna pickaxe things, and then I'm gonna get off after we pickaxe a few things. We're gonna go find someone to raid. That's so sad. I wanted to cook. I can't cook. And it's 3 p.m. So, we're gonna do a few pickaxing, and then we're going to, after we pickaxe, then we're gonna go find some buggy bugs and see, what we can do there. You just realized it's almost 12 a.m.? I know. That's why I'm gonna get off soon. Moses, question. Are you gonna be up in like 5 to 10 minutes? I may have almost fallen asleep. No, Moses! I was gonna ask you a question. I was just gonna ask if after this I could do a call with you to get encouragement. But if you're sleepy, it's okay. Finishing listening to men's Bible study first, and I won't be able to speak every time I speak. I cough. Oh no, Moses. Well, maybe you can text in the call. I don't know. I understand though. I don't want you to cough. Okay. Thank you. I'll get off in like a minute or two. I don't want you to wait around and then not get sleep. So, sleepy sleep is important. When's the Bible study till? Usually an hour? Oh, so it's longer today? If I can listen and go back. Building up your brothers and sisters were good. Yeah. I just don't want to take you away from Bible study. Alright, apparently I can't hit that rock. You shouldn't feel guilty for needing support. Jesus says to put others before ourselves. Well, that's why I don't want to take you out of Bible study. Because I'm trying to put you above. Why is that not working? Winter light mittens. That's so cute. I'd rather help the one than the 99. Aw, Moses. Guys, Moses is awesome. He's an amazing friend, you guys. If you're not friends with Moses, then who are you? I can name a few? What do you mean I can name a few, Moses? I bet this takes you to somewhere else. Or no, this is the riddle. The riddle that I won't tell me about. Probably for later, probably. See, this is the Night Sky Temple. I'm supposed to go to um Troubled Waters, but when I went there, the Temple of the Waves were last night, blah blah blah. She's requesting you. When I go to Troubled Waters, it's asking for a battery. So I have to find the ancient battery first. Solve the riddle. What riddle? I don't remember what the riddle that it told me inside the chamber, okay? So I need to find the battery so I can go to the Troubled Water so I can meet Subra. Moses, I only use Google when I really want to, like yesterday. Twitch replay? There is no Twitch replay because it deletes them, remember? There's no storage on there anymore, so it just deletes the replays now. So even if I wanted to do that, I can't. Personal problem, Moses! Apparently there's some market going on that I should probably attend to eventually here.
Glad you stopped by.
Do you want soup?
Oh.
I know it's a thought that counts when it comes to giving gifts, but next time you should perhaps think a little harder before giving a gift like that.
Ah.
This house should not look like much, but these walls have been more than you could ever know. They saw me and do fall in love. They saw my children born, and they've seen every scrape on my boy's knees. As you get older, you learn that's what's important, not having the best furniture or the biggest dining hall. A natural alarm clock that and the main producer of eggs in Palia. The Pecky is a common sight in rural Bahari. 1,000 coins and have to reach ranching level 2. Or I can buy a
Can't chat now. Got lots to do.
JK Moses. The fairgrounds. Let's go to the fairgrounds. And then I'll get off. A hypno appeared, you guys. Pokey catch. Let us know. Let us know. It's turned away and slammed the door.
I usually work alone.
Heard you've been smelting up a storm. Time's coming where you need something a bit stronger, but I have the thing. This one's real something.
Okay.
Fireworks! I only have 49 from last time. I need to do things. Choppa pop! A choppa mug! A choppa Bahari board! All the things and stuff. Oh my goodness. Zeki's Taiki.
Are you off on an adventure?
Today's a great adventure. Well, any day's a great for adventure, but today is especially good. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to this thingy. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to this thingy. There we go. Nothing. I don't feel like I can really get anything from here. So it's like, why even try? I have none.
You can never go wrong with soup.
I had a feeling you'd stop by. Man, those Choppas are fast little guys. They move faster when they have those hats on. You don't think they're hiding something in them, do you? There's definitely a mini Choppa pilot in there. Of course not. Okay, hear me out. What if those hats are actually helmets and they're to protect the tiny Choppas piloting those big boys? I mean, that would explain why they act so differently from the Choppas we see out in the wild. Trust me on this. Peek under those hats and you'll see.
I got my hands full right now.
You know what? I'm gonna leave and go look for bugs and then get off. So, you have a good day, you know. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. All because you come to us. We're gonna go this way. So I don't know where these glowy bugs happen. But I need 5 paper lanterns, apparently. I'm yawning. I'm about to head to bed. I'm about to get off. Here, let's hit this and then I'll go ahead and we can raid out. I would love for you guys to stay and help with the raid. It means a lot to me when you guys stay for the raid. We'll just do that quest next time. Okay, let's see. Let's see her. I also shouldn't be on much longer anyway, because I don't want Moses to fall asleep. Did I join at the very end? You did, Blow, but you can help me raid out. I saw we. I do sooner streams now because I am trying to help my health bloatware and use the CPAP machine. So I know. Okay, let's see who we can say hello to. Let's see, I don't think I have any friends that are playing things, but we were playing Mech Arena, and I do have someone that we can raid out or raid to, if that makes sense. So we'll do that. Okie dokie. Are we ready? Yeah, copy the raid messages. I love you guys. I hope you have a blessed night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Let's raid out.